Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. When I was in college, I had a classmate who majored in chemistry, and the two of us feuded over a girl. Now, one day, I was at his apartment. He was showing me how to extract gold from electronic waste. He had all sorts of acids, and he extracted what was about, I want to say a few grams of gold, but he had been doing this for months and months and months. He had a little vial that had powdered gold in it, and he showed me what chemicals he used. He had set up this contraption on his balcony because obviously he needed ventilation and all that. And among other chemicals, he had hydrochloric acid. And I was 17 years old at the time. I wasn't sure where to buy that stuff. I was like, where do you buy hydrochloric acid? And he said you could just buy it at Home Depot. Now, the girl we were feuding over was now working part-time at the Home Depot. And so when he said it, it just gave me a bad feeling. I went, and he instantly realized what it was about. He was like, oh, yeah, don't go to Home Depot. Go to Lowe's instead. And it gave me a nice, warm, fuzzy feeling. Now, unfortunately, he was really, part of the reason we even feuded was that he was really good at attracting all sorts of people in his life, of both genders, by the way. And so he never had anybody who was more than 6 feet away from him, and that's unfortunately what killed him 5 years ago now. And what's really interesting is the girl we were feuding over also passed away, unfortunately. And kind of funny why she passed away. When she was doing these chemistry experiments, a lot of times she was very arrogant, was okay with not putting her PPE on and all that, and was just throwing caution to the wind. And that's also part of the reason why she passed away 3 years ago now. And 2 years ago, I was working on, I discovered that the dust in our house was slightly radioactive, and with something that had maybe 5 more protons than the stuff that my classmates were trying to extract. And I decided to extract polonium-210 out of the dust in our house, and it required sulfuric acid, actually. What I did was I took the dust from our vacuum cleaner. Dust is mostly organic matter, right? Dead skin cells and all that. And mixed in there's all sorts of the radioactive metals from radon decay byproducts, right? So my theory was that if I could dissolve away all of the organic material, I could leave behind the polonium-210. So what I did was I made a piranha solution by mixing sulfuric acid with hydrogen peroxide, and that literally just burns away all of the organic material, and it leaves behind a solution. Now, presumably, polonium might be soluble in the piranha solution, right? Certainly all the other decay products, like lead, would be. So what I then did was boiled off the solution, and I was left with the sludge. And when I put the Geiger counter next to it, it went. I'll never forget that sound. In fact, the sound of that Geiger counter going SOS was so associated with dust that I was at work one day, and the area behind the computers was so disgusting that I had dropped something behind the desk, and when I went to get it, and I noticed how dusty everything was, the first sound that came to mind was the Geiger counter SOS sound. And funny thing is that I could have gone to either Home Depot or Lowe's to buy the sulfuric acid and the hydrogen peroxide. It turns out I went to an Ace Hardware store instead after all these years. But it still brought back good memories of that. This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.